and the next presenter is going to be Peter Mortensen. He is from the municipality of
Jammerbugt.
Okay.
Yes, thank you, and thank you for inviting me to this event. Back in February, when I said yes to Renata to participate here, it came to me that actually I haven't been making a presentation in English since back in the 80s, when I got kicked out of high school before my graduate. So anyway, I have to consult some of my colleagues who has been helping me translate my manuscript to English. So I am sticking to the manuscript and will try to answer your questions as good as I can when I have finished this presentation. I'm employed at the municipality of Jammerbugt in northern Jutland to facilitate the cooperation between the municipality and the 6 social companies in our area. I'll give you a short brief of Jammerbugt. It's a little municipality located in the northern part of Jutland. It's a relatively small municipality with about 38,000 citizens. Our primary industry is tourism and agriculture, and besides that, some small manufacturing industries and construction companies. As in similar areas, we have some challenges in our rural districts concerning depopulation and lack of jobs that leads to decreasing growth in the areas. We have 6 social companies in the area. I've marked them with the red dots on the map here. I will give you a short presentation of our 6 companies. We have 3 social entrepreneurs in the village of Skovsgård in the municipality. The first one is Købmandsgården. They provide sheltered residence and employment primarily for mentally challenged people. They provide property and garden service in the village and runs a little campsite near the Limfjord. Then we have a hotel. It's called Skovsgård Hotel. They are running a hotel and restaurants owned by the locals in the village. They're employing mentally challenged people. The hotel is famous in Denmark because of a TV portrayal in the National Danish Broadcasting Corporation some months ago. As a guest at this hotel, you might get an experience which is quite different from in normal hotels. Not like Fawlty Towers, but anyway, a little bit like the same. Rød and Død runs an organic farm. They provide vegetables delivered at your doorstep in small boxes, and you can order by the internet what you want. They also have a second-hand shop, and they offer property and garden service, and they're running a grocery shop in the village of Bonderup. At the end, we have Ertrup Havne Café. It's a small cafe at the marina near the Limfjord. The cafe is managed jointly by Rød og Død, the hotel, and Købmandsgården in common. The 3 companies in Skovsgård originates from the same idea. They share a common set of values called the Skovsgård model. The 3 companies are based on 4 principles framed back in the 80s, a long time before anyone even talked about social entrepreneurship. So that's a little funny thing, I guess. The PHIL values stands for production. Mentally challenged people are able to contribute with a product or output that provides benefit for the local community. H stands for handicap. Disability is not a barrier for working and creating value. Integration. Mentally challenged people can be integrated part of the community and are not just those odd people over there. L stands for local community. Working and living in the local community makes mentally challenged people equal to the rest of the citizens. The 3 Skovsgård companies cooperate on a daily basis on different issues, such as generating new business ideas and initiatives, supporting development and growth in the local community. Then we have Hjortdal Købmandshandel. It's a grocery shop in a small village with a woodcraft production in the backyard. The grocery shop is owned by locals, organized as a limited liability company. The company provides workability testing of unemployed and socially vulnerable people. Then we have Norvik. The company employs and educates youth with autism. They provide PC refurbishment and offer service and repair on computers. Used and regenerated computers are sold from their store and on their web shop. Our last company is a bit funny. It's called Recycle. They're selling stolen bicycles. Actually not picking them up from people, but they have hired an agreement with 3 insurance companies, giving the companies access to pick up the recovered bicycles when the insurance company has paid the insurance money to the former owner. The bicycles are recycled and repaired in the workshop and resold on the company's web shop. Recycle also provides workability testing of unemployed and socially vulnerable people. All our social entrepreneurs are deeply depending from revenues from selling workability testing programs and sheltered employment to the municipality. Approximately 80% of their income are due to this fee. In the future, the municipality will not be able to provide the same size of fee for these services. So that's a problem. That's because due to demands on cost reduction in public sector, generally in Denmark. But I guess it's like similar all over Europe, unfortunately. It's therefore an important issue to facilitate business development in the primary production in the companies, so they will be able to earn a greater part of their income hereby. Our social entrepreneurs are playing an important role in developing our rural areas. I will here point out 2 examples. We have a grocery shop. We have 2 grocery shops in Bonnerup and Hjortdal. They have both been born by a remarkable collaboration between citizens' initiatives, social entrepreneurship, and help from the municipality. In Bonnerup, the citizens were worried about the decay of one of the old houses in the village. The civic association then decided to buy the house jointly with contributions from various funds and from the municipality. In cooperation with the social entrepreneur Råd Død, they have renovated the house and converted it into a grocery shop. Råd Død has hired a grocer and are now running the shop in cooperation with the municipality, which is contributing with payment for sheltered employment for 3 mentally challenged people. Almost the same model has been used in Hjortdal. Here, the locals have bought the grocery shop when the former owner has retired. The shop is now turned into a social entrepreneur company with workability testing of unemployed and socially vulnerable people. This model of cooperation between municipality, citizens' initiatives, and social entrepreneurship has entailed increasing quality of life in the 2 villages. The locals now have shopping facilities, a decisive factor for well-being among the citizens. We will, by the end of this year, present a toolbox based on the examples to be used for development in other rural areas in Jammerbugt. Here you have the grocer, Kim, in the orange t-shirt. He looks like a real grocer, I think, ready to sell anything for anybody. The 2 young people are 2 of the employees in the sheltered employment. Rasmus and Bettina are now, after 1 year in the shop, able to manage the business by themselves for 3 to 4 hours while the grocer runs errands. And that's a success story, I think. In Denmark, we have a tradition for open night events in our smaller market towns. I guess you might know some of the similar things otherwhere in Europe, when the shops have opened in the evening and we have clearance sale, communal eating, and various amusement. And now, of course, when the village has a grocery shop, we, of course, organized a similar event. That was a great success. There are about 220 inhabitants in the village of Bonnerup. At the event, Open by Night event in August last year, almost 200 people participated. And that you can see here, they're playing mini golf, and they have beers, and they have grilled pork, and a great little village party here. That shows how social entrepreneurship makes a village come alive. We have in Jammerbugt municipality made an agreement for partnership with our 6 social companies. Among the purposes of the agreement are development of existing social companies and strengthening sustainability. We want to collaborate to generate employment for socially disabled people. We want to make more development in rural areas, and we are working for outsourcing from traditional companies to social entrepreneurs. We want to create development projects, and we want to inspire some more people to start new social companies. We want to create business agreements between social entrepreneurs and the municipality, and we want to lay down a political strategy for social entrepreneurship in Jammerbugt. The partnership agreement has resulted in forming a steering committee, which at the end of the table we have the mayor sitting. The mayor is born in the village of Skovsgård and has been watching how those 3 companies in the village has been started, and has a very big heart for social entrepreneurship. And I guess that's some very important issue for this model here to grow as it has been. Besides the mayor, we have the chairman of the special committee of social and labor markets, and we have the head of public employment service, and we have the CEOs of the 6 social companies, and then we have myself, and I'm functioning as a secretary and facilitator for the partnership. In continuation of the agreement, we have made a plan of action to secure the success of the agreement, so it's not just being some smart paper who stands in the frame and in the wall, and so we have to make some results in continuation of this. And some of the results we have reached so far are increasing collaboration between the job center, the companies, and the municipality business bureau in order to strengthen business development in the companies. We have organized a boot camp focusing on business development, sales promotion, and internal processes, targeting the CEOs and key employees in the companies. And we can now measure an increase in production and contributing margin at the companies. We have been able to inspire to several new startups who is in progress in the area. And as I told you before, our rural areas has come to life. The toolbox mentioned earlier to provide more development in the rural areas are in progress. And we have created more jobs for marginalized people. And finally, a regional research center for social entrepreneurship is in progress. We have been able to get some money from the EU social funds. So we have 3 million kroner for the next 3 years, together with one of the municipalities in Northern Jutland, to collect knowledge about social entrepreneurship and to make a regional research center for social entrepreneurship. So we find it important to continue this work on development of social entrepreneurship. And we're doing that because we see an increasing flow in the labor market. It's running faster and faster, and many people has difficulties to keep up. And we see that the social entrepreneurs can facilitate jobs for unskilled people. We have an increasing pressure on the welfare state. We have to think of new solutions to take care of marginalized people. And also we witness, it's going all by itself now. I don't know what, oh, it's the plate here in the middle. Well, we witness in Denmark a very large bunch of political reforms. Where was I here? With the employment market, many people with a reduced ability to work are entering the system. In Denmark, we do not give people a pension or allowance to just sit back at home and do nothing. They have to get what we call a flex job, which means that if you're able to work 2 hours a week, you will be provided a job for 2 hours a week. And normal companies are not able to hire people who only is able to work 2 hours a week. So we have seen at what the social companies are able to do this kind of offer this kind of jobs. So that's good. Finally, we believe that social responsibility is an attractive brand targeting social-minded consumers. You might know these 3 labels here: the fair trade label, the certified sustainable seafood, and the FSC mark. And these brands, what you call it, are targeting social-minded consumers. And in Denmark, we have enforced a new seal of approval for registered social entrepreneurs. to get the seal, it looks like this. To get the seal of approval for your company, you have to meet 5 set of rules. You have to formulate a social purpose, you have a major business activity, and you practice transparent and involving governance, you're independent from public authorities, and your profit must be reinvested in the company. I believe, and we believe in Jammerbugt, that in the future this seal of approval will appeal to more consumers, just as we have seen with similar brands. So we will, in Jammerbugt, continue this work with social entrepreneurships. It makes good results for socially disabled people and for development in our rural districts. And so I guess that was all. Yep, thank you for listening. Questions?
Questions?
My name is Madara Feit, and I represent the Social Entrepreneurship Association here in Latvia. My question is, what in your mind are the most effective tools for municipalities to actually support this development of social entrepreneurship? Maybe apart from grants, not taking account like just giving money, but what are the other most effective tools how municipalities can work together with social entrepreneurs?
From my point of view, the most essential thing about this is to make a match between our business development office in the municipality business development office. Normally, business developers are supporting normal entrepreneurs with bottom line and hardcore business deals and anything, but we have made a match between the social entrepreneurs and our business consultants in the municipality. And that has been, from my point of view, the greatest result, what we can do from the municipality. In the start, the business consultants did like this, and said, social entrepreneurship, what are we going to do that for? We have normal businesses here, and they are making profit, and they are making bottom line, and that's it. They're making growth. But then they have met these companies and actually have seen how they provide 2 bottom lines, both the social bottom line and the economical bottom line. And now they are very, very eager to help develop their business models in the company. So I think that's some of the most important things we have been realized is helping mostly, because a social company has to have two mindsets, the social mindset and the economical business mindset. And it's very rare, from my point of view, that those skills are in the same person, because they are going in each direction. Business thinking and social thinking normally is not in the mind of the same person. So it's been a great help for the companies to get help from those hardcore business guys here. When they in the start they saw their ties and their suitcases and suits and said, what are we going to do that for? But when they have talked to each other, and especially the boot camp we made last year was a very big eye-opener for both parties, and they are now collaborating on a daily basis on developing it. We have also we have a business mentor agreement with our business development office. They provide a mentor, a business mentoring system, so you can for about, what do you call it, 2,500 kroner, that's about 300 euros, you can buy 6 hours of mentoring from a hardcore business manager to help solve some specific problems in your social company. And we have now, I think, 3 of our companies are doing this thing with the mentoring, and that's a big success. So,
More questions?
Yeah.
Because okay, so let's see.
Yeah, I'm Kaara Leikkonen from Helsinki Think Company. Thank you for the presentation. You mentioned you try to develop rural areas, such as Jämmerberg. Sorry if I can't pronounce that.
yes?
Like, do you think it's actually important to develop rural areas? Because we have that same problem in Finland. Like our government, we have the Center Party right now as the biggest party, and they are very much like for the development of rural areas. And so, it seems that it's one way to like pour money to the rural areas, develop them, and there's no people like living there. So, like, do you think it's important for an international level to develop rural areas?
Yes, I think it is. Of course, it's important to channelize some money out in the rural areas, but I will turn a little around. Instead of the state has to pour money down in the rural districts must do something by themselves. And then we have seen those examples that the social entrepreneur company and the citizens' initiatives, and the citizens' initiatives are a very important issue here. It's very famous, and we have a local gardening farm. We have our Rød, which provides ecological, organic vegetables. And we have a few other companies who would like to make a distribution company selling those things. And we have some cattle. It's called taking care of the nature areas, which are grassing off some of the nature areas. And those cattle provides a very, very high quality meat. So along with all those producers would like to make a distribution company. And they want to make it like a social entrepreneur company because they can see the jobs that could be in this kind of company would be good for people who may not work all day long. So that's two of them. And we have some more like that also coming up. And we're using very much the business developers office to help them to get their business plans and their business models be right.
Okay, more questions?
I wanted to ask, you had slide how you plan to outsource services for social enterprises. We also think about this, but in EU context, the public procurement law is quite, because for example, if you try to buy cleaning services or service, you must have tender on this topic. How you deal with this?
Yeah. We have a law in Denmark, also inspired by the EU law. We have legislation saying it's illegal to make competition with public funds in a company. So there has been some what you call Excel machinery spreadsheet system and there are some values of how much you must charge and pay in salary for an hour's work for different kind of products, and they have made a system. So if you want to produce something where the public authorities in the same time buy some social things, you have to use this kind of spreadsheet to make a bottom line and to know how much can you charge for this. When you're talking about outsourcing from private companies, we have not been able to start with that yet, but we are thinking a lot about to make some deals between social entrepreneurs and normal companies, because the normal companies then will have to, they can strengthen their CSR politics by saying in the public, we take social responsibility, we are making deals with a social company in this area, and that will make our CSR, you can stick your hands together and say, we take social responsibility. So we are dealing with different kind of issues on this matter here.
More questions?
I'm here from Estonia, from Maarja village. It's a village for handicapped people. And I was interested that you said that you don't have in Denmark pensions. People just stay at home. You have to be working all the time. Or how?
Well, it's not quite like that. If you're a lack of arms and legs, of course you have to have a pension. But we have a new law some 3 years ago who said that if you can do anything, if you can work 1 hour or 2 hours at less of the week, you don't get a pension. then you have to work 2 hours.
You work 2 hours and then you get your pension.
You work 2 hours, and then for the rest of the week you get some pension, support money from the municipality. It's a crazy thing, but anyway, that's the way it is.
It sounds interesting because I was just thinking, are there then some kind of regulations that in a Stone Age hard to take someone to work? Are you only want to take you to work for 2 hours in a week? Maybe because it's not enough to get the minimum wage or something like that. So you don't have that kind of law.
No, that's because we have, in Denmark, it's a special law, it's a special kind of job calling a flexible job. You have to go to workability testing for up to 5 years to get a flexible job. But when you have a flexible job, you have been visited to a flexible job, then you get allowance for if you work 10 hours, you get your wages at a company, but for the rest, you get social income.
But then you have to prove after some time that you're still part of this flexible job.
No, when you get a flexible job, you have a flexible job for the rest of your life. So that's it. Of course, the government are interested in you increasing your workability from 5 to 10 to 15 hours. And we actually see that some of the guys, some of the people we have in flexible jobs in the social companies actually are increasing their ability to work after have been there for some time. And that's a success story because social entrepreneurs can provide special workplaces for people who might have some difficulties about working in normal companies. So that's a success, I think.
Okay, one more last question if we have to the speaker. No questions, yes? Okay, so I would like to...
Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay.
Yes. And also I wanted to say for the municipalities is that there is a partnership agreement which Peter was talking about, and it will be also published on our, it is allowed to publish.
Yes, of course, yes.
So municipalities can use it and translate into Latvian, so you at least have some kind of a form or idea how the agreement between, it's between municipality and social enterprise, I assume, yes?
Yes, it is.
So you can use it as a template probably for your possible support for social enterprises.